I saw chaos and the brute force they put on the children. Suddenly at 3:30, you will see a tear gas van coming and just going away, not doing anything. Barricades are pulled. And then you know they want to, hit you. A peaceful protest. You can see goons walking around. You see police without badges. I am touched. I am very disturbed. But the resilience to fight, the strength is by the children. The energy of singing, of talking of Bhagat Singh, talking of Ambedkar, talking of Gandhi, talking of peace, I felt a feeling that this is how a freedom struggle would have been.
Later, you were bundled up and taken away, detained by the Delhi police as well.
I shouted at the police and said, "Your uniform is not given by Bharatiya Janata Party."
What is being spread now that these protests are the handiwork of CIA. US is, after China and Pakistan, now US is funding protests in India.
Now, how long will you run the narrative? This sold out Godi media should understand you can't deny there is a churning happening. You call them terrorists, anti-nationalists, you go dig out who is funding them.
Ironically, BJP is a party that has come to power based on so many protests over decades.
So this regime is shameless, is arrogant. They don't realize that they are answerable, they are accountable, they have to hear.
I'm ready when you are.
I don't need a teleprompter, so I'm ready.
You started even before the interview. Protests are intensifying across the country, and it no longer is just demanding a resignation of Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan, but now demands are for accountability from Delhi Police, from the Home Minister Amit Shah, under whom Delhi Police comes, from the Prime Minister himself, while most influential people, be it from business background, from film industry, from sports, while most of them have not chosen to speak up, a handful of people have come out in support of students who are protesting, and one such person is multilingual actor Prakash Raj, who was one of the first people to go to Jantar Mantar, not once but twice, sit there in solidarity with the students, and he was also picked up by the Delhi police, not taken away from Jantar Mantar, but he was picked up when violence broke out there. He is joining us now for a conversation on his experience and his thoughts on what he thinks of this protest. But before that, here's a quick reminder. We've been covering protests across the country and from Jantar Mantar too. We are an ad-free platform. We do not take government ads, which means that we take money only from the public because we report only for the public. If you like our coverage, do support us. Scan this QR code and become subscribers of the News Minute and News Laundry. I want to start by asking you, why did you choose to go to Jantar Mantar when many people in your industry, when I say your industry, I mean film industry at large, are still reluctant to openly voice their support?
My life, the way it has been chiseled, I need to answer my conscience. I've been made by the society, I've been chiseled by the society, I have earned by the society, I've been empowered by the society. And when something happens, I see it, and my conscience says, it's not for the country, it's for myself that I need to go. I need to stand when there is injustice.
Do tell us what you saw when you went for the protest. You sat there for quite some time. Later, you were bundled up and taken away, detained by the Delhi police as well. But when you were there, to describe to us the energy, the conversations that you had with the protesters.
I was there before when Sonam Wangchuk sir were there. I showed my solidarity, I had to come back. But after he was taken away, then I went there 2 days before. I spent the day with them. I spent the night with them. What I saw, honestly, I'm not exaggerating. I felt a feeling that this is how a freedom struggle would have been. Children cramped, hungry, no water, 30, 32 degree in the night, sweating, drizzling now and then, not moving. The energy of singing, of talking of Bhagat Singh, talking of Ambedkar, talking of Gandhi, talking of peace, and the resilience was so moving. I suddenly realized that these kids have come to Delhi. They don't know the streets of Delhi. And as the night passed, I can see the trap, the plot of threatening them. Lakhs of children sitting, and we're on the stage, and suddenly you see a siren and you see a ambulance coming through the crowd just to create a stampede like situation. And we tell the kids, just move away, let them, they're going to try all this. And the way children moved away, left it, and the laughing ambulance driver just leaves. Then suddenly you come to know that there is a news, and then there is a truck with stones, bricks, just to terrify the children. Suddenly at 3:30 you will see a tear gas van coming and just going away, not doing anything. Barricades are pulled. By 5:30 in the morning, suddenly you will see a CRPF with all the helmets ready as if they're going to attack. All the attempts we were seeing. And trust me, through the night, the boys and girls, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, they were singing, talking slogans. The creativity of their posters, energy was not lost at all. At 9, 9:30, we need to move. And then they ask us to for talks, and Saurav and a group goes, and then they want to hit you. A peaceful protest, you can see goons walking around, you see police without badges, police in mufti, batons, and somebody is trying to push, and we are yelling, this fellow is not our person, and then they are lathi charging. I saw chaos and the brute force they put on the children. But how the children stood. Gitanjali, they wanted to jump, and I was sitting, and we were all sitting, and they came up. But we did not budge in the rain. And this whole thing, then Chandrasekhar Ravan comes, and MP is allowed. Then we knew by 4:30 that these guys are hitting everywhere because they had blocked all metro trains. There were 5 lakh children who came to Delhi, but 1 lakh is here. They sorted the children did not reach Jantar Mantar. So they went to the parliament themselves, and how they were beaten up with these things, everywhere, making them go helter skelter and create a fear. But later at 4:35, when we knew that these guys are playing the games, when we knew this thing, and they still wanted us to be out of Jantar Mantar, and the way the kids said, no, we can't leave Jantar Mantar because again we will not be let in. And again, thousands of children stayed back in spite of being hit. I am touched. I am very disturbed. But the resilience to fight, the strength is by the children. Yeah.
Many people thought Gen Z will not come onto the ground, will not protest in person, it'll be limited to social media. Do tell people who don't know about this protest what you picked up from the Gen Z energy.
See, this is not a political party. They have no agenda. They are hurt, they have pain. Unless this society, even like me, understand that the Gen Z has lost trust with the regime or the government and on the elders, they have taken their own issue into their hands and they are protesting. And one more is this Gen Z is committed. When this Gen Z is talking about Ambedkar, when this Gen Z is saying Jai Bhim, when they are saying Gandhi, they don't want another Nepal or Sri Lanka or Bangladesh to happen to hold on to non-violence because they have suffered. It is their dreams which is shattered. It is their aspirations which is shattered. And they are asking accountability with maturity. I have always had hope on them. I always trusted them, and the respect for them has grown multifold to me. And All those people who are saying Gen Z irresponsible, please watch them.
I want to talk a bit about the police action. We've been talking about how, there is a manual, and Supreme Court has also time and again given guidelines on when you can use force. Even by those standards, it looked excessive. What was your experience? You've seen so many protests across the country over years. What was your experience looking at how the police behaved?
This is what the regime is doing. This regime has lost its ears. It is not ready to listen. You see the farmers' protest. You see the restless protest. You see what happened in Manipur. This regime thinks using force or letting the movement die by itself, you know, they can get away with it. So, as a civil society, we need to understand that this regime will not open a window for a citizen to ask questions. They are not running it like an institution where there should be an ear to listen. You go to court. Imagine in this country, for a citizen, for a genuine question to ask, you need to take police permission. Today, the court says, don't waste our time. We don't have time to see the videos of violence. I shouted at the police and said, your uniform is not given by Bharatiya Janata Party. It is by the citizens. Work for us, not for them. So this regime is shameless, is arrogant. It is not only this. We have to now also this should be a dialogue. Even if there is Congress-ruled governments, when a farmer strikes or somebody protests, they are not listening. Land grabbings of different parties or governments which are there. This is something we citizens have to ask. This is a basic right. And how does once they are in power, they don't realize that they are answerable, they are accountable, they have to hear. How do they think that they can use the police force? And police force how? The cop who came up to hold me was not having his shoes. He seemed to have just inserted his shirt just then. There are visuals of police batons in the hands of goons on the streets of Delhi. And a lady officer has the audacity, why you don't have badge? She says, because of the weather. They don't even know how to answer. Now, this is authoritarian government. This is authoritarian. This cannot be accepted.
Tell us what happened when they took you away from Jantam or attempted to.
They did not take me away. They tried
Attempted.
to take
Yeah.
me away. And I could see the fellow who came up, two kids held his legs because it was imbalanced space. Because all of them had jumped back for safety with Gitanjali and all. But I thought that I should stay there with my constitution. In the rain, I sat there and the kids were saying, Prakash Raj saab ko mat maro. And there was one big, very violent looking cock coming up, and I heard a sound, and there was a senior officer from there said, Un pe haath mat laga. So they wanted to hit the kids, not me. We did not leave. They could not even take me. I had to have a meeting that how we get back Jantar Mantar. Then without detaining, I had to go, and I only know how I went. I took an auto, I took a cab, I took an MP's vehicle, pilot vehicle. They did not have a clue how I left because I had to leave to organize outside. So these guys have made me intelligent too. They had no clue where I went.
But there's one section which is trying to push this narrative that the protesters were violent. They were attacking the police. You were there. Describe to us what you saw.
Doesn't the video show? If they were pushing, why are you chasing and hitting? Why are you hitting a girl on her chest? Aren't we seeing the visuals? The sold out Godi media might not be because the master's orders have not come. Today, to this government. You grew on WhatsApp University and social media, but that same armor is with the people now. We are equal. The same social media will bring you down. The same tactic used, it is like two people fighting and you have a gun, I don't have a gun, you're powerful. But once I have a gun, what will you do? Now the younger generation and people like me have the courage to ban Godi media. I'm not going to give interview. They have been calling me. I said, I will not give you interview. I will decide which channel, which YouTube, where I will speak. Otherwise, I myself am a channel. People are watching. The world is watching. Women are seeing हमारे बच्चों को मार रहे हैं. And this regime should understand, this sold out Godi media should understand, you can't deny there is a churning happening. There is a movement happening. You call them terrorists, anti-nationalists, you go dig out who is funding them, but you are not don't want to talk about the issue they are speaking up with.
I want you to talk a little bit more about the coverage of a large section of the media, because we've also seen visuals of, protesters pushing back against certain reporters, saying Godi media go back, and saying that we will not allow you to hijack a narrative. This is, in a way directly connected to what their bosses, the editors, are saying on air. Tell me, comment on this entire thing.
See, I'm saying, recently I had a press meet in Karnataka. And I said, the media friends are invited, and a special invite to the people sold out medias. There was uproar, but it is not anger, it is my pain. In this country today, media houses are sold, judges are sold, lawyers are sold, actors are sold, artists are sold, writers are sold. They have sold themselves. It is not ideology anymore, it is opportunism. I was talking to Wangchuk a few days back before the protest, and he says, what worries me is, Prakash, we invest so much on our children to become an IRS officer with so much of dreams to serve the country, and this government put pressure and will ask them to write a wrong report saying Sonam Wangchuk is a terrorist. A child grows in this country to become a doctor. He is forced to give a wrong report. In our childhood, in our villages, if somebody had a problem, they said, we'll go to the court. Now they don't say we'll go to the court anymore. We'll go to the police station anymore. This system is losing trust. How long will you all sell this? What is this disease which has become a national disease of this country? Shouldn't we as civil society think about this? This is nothing ideal. BJP is not there because of its ideology, because it knows they have enough opportunities who are ready to sell themselves. So that media meeting, they were asking me, please name the media. I said, no, they have their wives and families to run. I will not name them. You know it better.
Now, I was asking if you watched any of the news channels, because what is being spread now that these protests are the handiwork of CIA. US is, after China and Pakistan, now US is funding protests in India.
Pakistan is funding. Anti-social elements have come together. These children are not even students.
None of them have appeared for
Now,
NEET
how long will
exams.
you run the narrative? How low will you go? But the truth is true. You call these farmers also terrorists. But didn't the farmers bring you down from 400 par to 240? Didn't they? It will reflect. Do you think it's only going to the Zanzi? Don't you think the mothers and fathers of this country are watching? That their children are being hit? That in a country where parents think that all our life's earning is to invest on a child to make him and then we will think about old age. They've invested 1.5 decades, 2 decades into their children's education. It is not this one exam and today they re-exam. No, there is a preparation of aspirations, dreams, hope. Do you know the importance, the danger of a paper leak? And you, dhanda banana hai aapko, and you don't want to be accountable to it. People have died. And there is an arrogant prime minister who will say on an NDA podium, but not in the parliament. How shameless are you? How inhuman are you? Do you think we are fools? Is this a political battle between two opposition parties? You political parties sling mud on each other how much you all want. This is a citizen asking. A citizen asking on an issue of accountability, of revamping the broken system. You don't want to talk? You don't want to have a dialogue? You will wait for them to protest, come on the street, suffer, and then you don't want to think that you should not aggravate. There is some genuine issues, and the issue is born of because of the losses. That isn't this abetting to suicide, a 17, 18, 20-year-old child realizing, believing, and coming to a decision that this government or this society will not let me live and committing a suicide. Isn't it because of your broken system? This is a crime of abetting suicide. We are, and these people are busy saying that CIA is funding, America is funding, who is funding, will it sustain? These are anti-nationals. Aren't you proud these children want a peaceful protest? Sad.
Ironically, BJP is a party that has come to power based on so many protests over decades. What do you make out of their complete disdain and hostility towards any kind of protest?
Arrogance. I'll tell you the truth. The government today, which is in the center, is not because of the people's mandate. They are on two crutches of buying outside MPs or different political parties, and they think they are in power. They will go down further. Now they have realized with the people's mandate will not be able, so they want the media, they want the EC, they want the ED, they wanted to institute, they want to bring in delimitation. They don't want to pass the women's bill at all. So they think with the institution they can do, but when people erupt, because you have pushed them. See, it is like you put a frog in a boiling water, it will jump out immediately. They have put it in a cold water and kept the fire, thinking and hoping and believing it will get adjusted and finally before it realize. No, people are waking up. Farmers have woken up. Middle class of this country will wake up with this hitting of the children.
Do you think this is a turning point?
This is a churning. It is churning. A movement is churning, and I can see it. I can see it as I walk on the streets, as I go to the airport. I have still not found one right-wing fellow come up to my face and say, "You're wrong." I have thousands, hundreds of people saying, "Sorry, sir, more than an actor, we love you for what you're standing for. Thank you for the courage." I can see it happen. I'm seeing it happen. They may deny it. How long will they deny it? Today, Kangana Ranaut was afraid in the parliament. Today, opposition party has gone and sat in front of a prime minister's office, the so-called king. Something is happening. You can't do it anymore. You can't stop them anymore. You are the reason for it. Because you're not listening. You're looting. People have realized there's nothing religion in you. You're using. Just look at the recent this thing of the bank balance of Bharatiya Janata Party.
And of course, the Ram Mandir scam. Yeah.
But it's not a scam. In Kannada, we say undi kalro. They have not even left Ram. And if they had their ears on the ground, 7 constituencies around Ayodhya, after building Ram temple, they have lost.
Hmm.
Out of 240 seats, you know there is discrepancies in 50, 66. There was still 180, 175. That's all.
Hmm.
And they have all the goons in their party now. Washing machine. Now they want a majority because last bill they couldn't pass. They have broken TMC.
Shiv Sena further.
So they think that we don't want the mandate. Let the mandate of the people be against our party. Let them select their candidate. We can buy that one candidate. So I don't have to worry much. I don't have to distribute so much of crores of money to all of them. I can directly buy with the same amount of crore one vote.
I hear many people say don't politicize. Many so called apolitical people are now waking up because this has reached their doors, their children's future. I want you to comment on this thing of being apolitical. Don't politicize every protest. Isn't
You
it all
can't live
political?
in a country, you can't live without politics. What does the Constitution say actually, if you know the spirit of the Constitution? Politics should be done by the people of the country, the citizens of the country. Those elected should do their job. How has this changed? That they do politics and we're supposed to do our jobs? How did this equation change? How does in this country people don't elect a prime minister? They elect the representative of their constituency. How has this changed? Mera shakal dekh ke vote karo. There was one MP who came up to me on my shooting sets, who was a BJP Rajya Sabha MP, of course. I said, "How is your parliament? I don't see you speaking." He said, "Your people don't let me speak." I said, "Who?" "Your left parties, Kerala and DMK." I said, "You please tell your leader, Mr. Narendra Modi, parliamentarian is a very important space. Don't let Kangana Ranauts and Hema Malinis, no. If you elect them, they will not be able to speak.
On that note, I want to
Don't
ask.
make an irony, don't make a joke of parliament. It's 140 crore people, 500 plus parliamentarians who have to make laws, who have to discuss the problem of the country. Education system, broken system, the protest is on the roads. Why are you not discussing in the parliament?
Hmm.
Farmers on the street, why are you not discussing it in the parliament? Who are you fooling?
You mentioned Kangana Ranaut and Hema Malini, but I want to ask you, is there a real fear in the film industry? Because many people say that if we speak up, there will be a central agency at my house or our loved ones will be haunted. Is that the real
If you have
reason?
not done a mistake, why are you afraid? That means you are vulnerable. You are an opportunist. There is no other reason. There is no other reason. Okay, you're vulnerable, fine. Because they know your vulnerability. Your films will not have Central Board of Certification. It will not release. The OTT will not buy. Or with the money you guys must have invested somewhere which they know the truth. Arey yaar, this country, for this space of you and me speaking to this freedom, how many people have suffered? Can't you suffer this much? Will you sell your integrity for that? That's why I say, why do you speak? They ask me. I say, I don't want to die before I die. I want to be alive. To go with the flow, dead fish is okay. But to swim against, you should be an alive fish, and I want to be alive. And the future, when it is written, it may forgive those who made the mistakes, but it will never forgive who were silent.
Powerful words, but I want to end with asking you, looking forward, how do you see this playing out? Because it's no longer about Dharmendra Pradhan's resignation. It's about accountability in every sphere. Delhi police has to answer. The Home Minister, under whom Delhi police is, he has to answer. And there is a rehaul required of the education system. It's not about one exam. So how do you see
Yes,
this playing out?
this will grow into that only. First is the accountability. The minute, see, they will not resign because they don't want to create a benchmark that they are ready for accountability. Because they know people will ask for more resignation. That's why I said it is churning. It is churning. They want to do a deal which is not done. Youngsters are not ready. You will have to answer. Everybody has to be accountable. Today, the court may say we don't have time for the video, but some time will come. No? We'll make you. We have the patience. We have the patience. It is churning, and if you are going to neglect this churning, you are digging your own grave.
I thank you for your time and I thank you for speaking up every time when most people choose to be in the comfort of their own homes. You went out and you spoke for students. So I thank you for your time and more power to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.